Welcome to the Carrier Dome. This is Nick Palzak live with Mickey Falvell. We're going to be broadcasting over WBRV in about 10 minutes. And thank you to the Flack family as they allowed us to have our stream through YouTube tonight. So we're doing double duty tonight. Mick, we're going to be all over the world tonight as the Cats are hosts, or no, they are the away team actually, in the Carrier Dome facing Dolgeville, Mick, for the Class D Section 3 championship. And what an atmosphere here, Mick. We're up near midfield in the press area at the Dome, and just beautiful sights to see here.
Yeah, and Section 3 does a really nice job holding these championships and back in the Dome after a year delay from COVID. So it is pretty cool to be here, a big crowd, and really exciting game before this one as West Canada won the 8-man title over Morrisville-Eaton 38-36. So we kind of caught the tail end of that. So a really exciting way to kick the night off. And Adirondack Dolgeville coming up in about 10 minutes, and then later on tonight, CBA will play Indian River in the Class A game as well. So I imagine more people will file in. But yeah, it's quite a place to be for the Cats, and just trying to get acclimated here in the warm-up period. But got to be a rush for these kids getting out on the field.
So if you haven't been to the Carrier Dome in a while, actually me and Mickey were able to come Wednesday night. We watched Bell Cramble play, former Adirondack star, who is playing for Monmouth, and a bunch of changes to the Dome, making the biggest change is the huge scoreboard over the middle of the field. Now they say it's the second biggest scoreboard in the country after the one in where the Cowboys play. I don't know what that stadium's even called anymore. But it's they've redone the Dome aesthetically. They've redone some of the bathrooms and some amenities. But what an opportunity for these kids to be out on the field at the Dome, ready to play this game. As the Cats are going to play Dolgeville. Mick, both teams come in at 9-0, and we have our podcast from the bleachers. If you want to check out our preview, but we talked about some keys to the game. So. Mick, what would you say are the two things we got to look for tonight at this game?
I think both teams have blown out their opponents all year long. So on the pod, Nick, we talked about comparative scoring, and it's really tough to do. Both teams have outscored their opponents by a ton. But I think two of the things that we've been talking about all week long is, how will Adirondack handle the Dolgeville power running game offense? That's the first thing. I actually talked about that with Coach Hennessy early in the week, and he just kind of pointed out some things that they do that the Cats had not seen during the course of the year. And then, how will Adirondack's diverse offense, will Dolgeville be able to slow it down any better than anybody else has during the course of the year? Because outside of Westmoreland Riskany in week 2, nobody has slowed this Adirondack offense down. So is Dolgeville capable of slowing this down? And Nick, we've talked about it, we've talked about a total number of points in this game, and I think everybody's kind of agreeing that this is probably going to be 50-plus for a total. So you might be looking at a 30-27 game, 34-30. It could be a really high-scoring game.
Yeah, I got the over on 50, so I'm going the winning team's going to be in the 30s today, as I'm just not sure if either team can stop each other. Now, for people new to the game, for the Cats, you're going to be listening to Brett Sanford, the star quarterback for the Wildcats, and he's going to be handing off to Colin White and Ray Hennessy, and he's going to be throwing it to Chris Tabner, Bailey Gleesman. And Mick, one X factor maybe for today is Creedon Rogers is back. He got hurt, I believe it was the Cato game. I don't remember, but so Creedon's back. I don't know if he's 100%, but he's back ready to play tonight. So there's going to be one other option, as Creedon used to catch the ball in space. He can run that jet sweep. So I'm looking for Creedon. And also, Ray Hennessy's a little hobbled. And if Ray is not 100%, that could be a big deal for the Cats tonight.
Yeah, and also Braden Pridgeon, who's, playing the linebacker spot for the Cats on defense. He's a little hobbled as well. So kind of those guys actually didn't practice a lot during the week. But having Creedon back will help. It will definitely help in the depth department. So he might be able to take some snaps from Johnny Hennessy, not take snaps away, but give him some snaps off. So it does help from a depth standpoint on both sides of the ball. So having Creedon back will be a huge advantage. And yeah, that's the other thing too, is keep your eye on Ray and keep your eye on Pridgeon. See how effective they are after not practicing this week. That'll be, it could be a key to the game.
Now both teams come in 9-0, and for Dolgeville, it starts with Greg Gagne, who's a senior quarterback, and then Jared Belinsky, who's the junior tailback for Dolgeville. And they love to run the ball, and like Mick said this week, they've only had 440 yards passing, I think, on the season, and they're not really a team who's going to throw it down the field, and they're going to try to beat you on the ground game. And the difference, we've talked about this for years, Mick, with Adirondack. The difference with this Adirondack team we've seen so far is how diverse they can be, and they can kill you many ways. And I'm talking to Coach Balla, who's the offensive coordinator. He's got a couple new wrinkles he's going to throw at Dolgeville this week, as he said he'd put a little no-huddle in, and he's going to try to see how a little no-huddle offense goes this week. So a new little wrinkle maybe for the Cats to try to get Dolgeville off guard. But on the Dolgeville side of the ball, they're going to line up I formation, and they're going to try to pound you and pound you and pound you. And they've done that all year long, and I think they're pretty confident, Mick, that they could probably do that against anybody.
Yeah, they do it with Jared Belinsky, and they do it with Connor Morse. They're both up over 900 yards during the course of the year. So it's no secret. They like to run the power running game and just pound away at you, and then they get a big run here and there. But, they are like, if you want to talk about total yardage, they're head and shoulders. Their running game, as I said, 2,300 yards. Passing game, 300 yards. So could be a key for the Cats early. Try to get up early and force Dolgeville maybe out of their running game and maybe get them into an uncomfortable spot where they have to throw it. And like you mentioned, Nick, the whole year long, neither one of these teams have been in a close game, so it's going to be really interesting to see who can handle some adversity when the adversity comes.
Yeah, you look at the Westmo game, it was 19-13. I think the Cats fumbled inside their 10-yard line twice, and so it could be a little bit deceiving, but it's just a great atmosphere here at the Dome. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for the kids and the coaching staffs. And Mick, you've been in sectional final games, and I saw Coach Ball and Coach Hennessy today, and I mentioned to him, hey, enjoy the moment and enjoy the atmosphere. But Mick, you remember, because it was only a few years ago, when you're in that moment, it's almost impossible to understand what's going on around you in the actual moment. You are so wrapped up in the game and what's going on. It's almost impossible to do that and enjoy the moment at the same time. And for these kids, I think probably walking into the Dome was a big deal, but now it's all business, and you can enjoy the moment, years from now, talking about it with your friends and family. But just give a little perspective on what it's like to play. You played in these games as a basketball player. You've played in these games as a coach for the baseball team. What is it like being in this atmosphere and trying to keep your emotions under control and enjoy the moment at the same time?
Yeah, it's hard. It's just a whirlwind. Atmosphere. It feels like the whole day is like 5,000 miles an hour, and it's just hard to kind of get your footing. And I did talk to Coach Hennessy about that today. It's like you're just trying to slow things down as much as possible. But I mean, once you get into the game, you're into the game. You get into the flow of the game. But I mean, in the back of your mind, I know I was thinking, and probably the same thing. It's like, you got this opportunity, and you're never really sure how many opportunities you're going to get. So that's always in the back of your mind as well, and that's not really playing real well in your mind, because you don't want to, you want to make sure that you make good on the opportunity. But it's really a whirlwind day. It's like 1,000 miles an hour. You wake up and it's like you miss the day almost when you go through that day. But it's pretty exciting for the kids too. So, yeah. Want to slow it down, try to enjoy it as much as possible. It's hard to on the game day though.
Yeah, it took you 30 years to get here, and it's going to be over in 2 hours. But it's a really exciting day at school. It was hard to get stuff done at school today. At noon, the bus was led out of town with the ambulance and a fire crew. So just a big deal all day, as we're about 4 or 5 minutes away from the start of the game. if you're not in the game, the only way you can be around the game tonight is either watch on YouTube or listen on WBRV. So if you have friends or relatives or people who want to know where to get the game from, tell them to go to YouTube to the Adirondack Central School channel or listen to WBRV. You can listen to that online on the Moose or pick it up on your radio. And we're going to just take a quick break and we're going to get everything ready. We're going to come back at the start of the game where we're going to have Adirondack football versus Dolgeville, the winner, Section 3 Class D champion. So we'll be right back in a couple minutes as we'll kick the game off. We'll be right back for more Adirondack football here on YouTube and the Moose.
Rankins is 11.
Are you ready to go? Can you hear me? All right, we're ready to go when you are.
Lasky.
Live from the Carrier Dome, this is Nick Palzak with Mickey Favell. This is the Section 3 Class D Finals as the Cats are taking on the Dolgeville Blue Devils. The winner is crowned the Section 3 champion. We'll move on next week to the regionals as we're ready for the coin toss here. So welcome to football as Mick, the biggest game in 30 years at Adirondack Central School. The dome looks awesome. The Cats in their road whites, Dolgeville in their home blues, and we're ready to go here live on the Moose and on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool, too, that you're playing, like, for old school Adirondack fans, you're playing old Intervalley League rival in Dolgeville. So played back in the day, back in the 70s. Haven't really played football in a while. It's been probably 20 or 25 years before the last time Adirondack and Dolgeville actually got on the football field. I mean, we play in a lot of other sports, but first time on the football field in a real long time, and it happens to be in the Dome, which is actually really cool.
So on the Ernie Davis Legends field, let's see the Cats are going to get the ball. So Dolgeville won the toss and defer to the half. Big crowd across the way from us. Adirondack fans and Dolgeville fans are right in front of us here as we're near midfield at the Dome as the Cats 9-0, Dolgeville 9-0. And Mick, it's been like this has been the road. Actually, by week 4, this was kind of the path everybody thought would happen is these two teams would meet here in the finals. Both teams have dominated their schedule, but neither team's really been challenged. And this was kind of the game everybody's been waiting for to see who is the best team in Section 3 Class D, and we're going to find out in about 2 hours.
Yeah, you hate to say it, back in September, he kind of started peaking and looking at the rest of the schedule for each of these teams. So I got to be honest, not that I'm in the prognostication department, but way back in September, I had an inkling that this was going to be the matchup in the Dome on this day, and here we are.
So we're ready to kick off here as Dolgeville is going to kick off. Back deep is Ray and Johnny Hennessy. And one thing we'll want to keep track of tonight is Ray Hennessy's been hobbled a bit for the Cats. So we're going to want to keep track and see how he looks over the day as we're ready to kick off here. We got Section 3 Class D Championship live here on the Moose and over YouTube as we're ready to go as the ball is kicked away and it's going to be picked up by Ray Hennessy. He takes it to the 30 and spins down the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Cats as the Cats offense under offensive coordinator Steve Balla, head coach Rob Hennessy, and Mickey, Coach Balla told me to look for a little wrinkle today, maybe a little no-huddle offense for the Cats today.
Yeah, maybe speed them up a little bit, maybe saw something on film. I guess the good thing is in special teams that time, Ray looked like he was moving around decent on that knee that's been an issue. So, yeah, here we go. First play from scrimmage.
And 10 for the Cats. The give is the Colin White. And Colin's going to spin over the right side. And Colin's going to give 2. That's a regular play for the Cats to make. They run that power over the left side. 2 for Colin White.
Yeah, and Colin had a big game last week. Sandy Creek had no answer for them, so looked for the Cats to try to control the line of scrimmage early and then see if they, put the ball up in the air. But that's not, bad. Good play on first down, gain 2, kind of just ease into this a little bit.
Yeah, you got to just get your legs under your ear. 2nd down and 8 for the Cats. Sanford shotgun. Sanford gives to, it looks like White again, as it's going to be a 3rd and long for the Cats.
He actually got a pretty favorable spot, Nick. It looked like he got tackled at the line of scrimmage, but they gave him a spot out to the 36. So, yeah, it's going to be 3rd down and 7. They need the 43.
So 3rd and 7 for the Cats. Ball on their own 36-yard line. Beginning of the game here, just 1 minute in. 3rd and 7 for the Cats as they look to get a first down here to get the chains moving. Sanford shotgun. Sanford fakes. Going to roll to his right, looking across the middle. Has Hennessy at the 50-yard line. First down, Cats. That's a dart from Sanford to Hennessy on a rope, Mick. Good sign for the Cats as Hennessy pulled it in. First down, Cats.
Yeah, and they go no huddled, so we're seeing it right now. But, yeah, good play right there. Good pickup. Get the first down.
Here they go no huddle. Sanford on a quarterback keeper straight ahead, and Brett's going to roll forward for 2 or 3. And this is what Coach Balla mentioned. They were going to throw some no huddle at him. And here they're going to go, Cats. They're going to speed it up, and just try to get Dolgeville off on their back of their heels.
Yeah, and I like it first possession. Just kind of see if they can catch them on their heels.
Give is to White, and White's going to go straight ahead. Nothing there on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and about 6 2 minutes into the game, 0-0 the score.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about, Nick. We talked about during the course of the week that you had to expect Dolgeville was going to roll in here and they were going to take something away. And right now, you can tell that they want to take Colin White away. Colin hasn't really had any room in those first 3 running plays.
Everybody's within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage for Dolgeville. 3rd and 5 for the Cats. Sanford back to pass, looking to his right. Downfield, and it is well overthrown. Incomplete as he was looking for Hennessy. And, Mick, what I'm noticing is Dolgeville's really pressing tight on our receivers. And there may be people open, but Sanford is going to need time.
Yeah, they've got 8 or 9 guys in the box. So, even though Coach Bella wants to spread them out, you still got to give him time. Looked like there was a miscommunication there. He actually had Taftner down the right sideline and kind of threw it back to the middle of the field. So a little bit of not on the same page on that play as Creedon gets ready to punt it away.
So Rogers in the punt for the Cats as Dolgeville's back on their own 15. It's a low punt, but it might get a good Adirondack bounce. It's going to bounce at the 20, and it's going to roll rolling all the way to the 7-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for Dolgeville. So we'll take a quick break and come back. 0-0 the score. 9:18 left in the first quarter. We'll be right back from our Adirondack football on the Moose. Hello? We're back. It is 3rd and 1 for Dolgeville. Ball's on the 16-yard line, and Mick, Dolgeville, 2 running plays, just like we expect.
Yeah, Belinsky between the tackles got 1, and then they go Connor Morris on a little pitch over the right side. So 3rd and 2 as Dolgeville tries to dig themselves out of their bad field position.
3rd and we'll call it 1 for Dolgeville. I formation to give us a Belinsky over the right side. Breaks a tackle. Belinsky to the 30, to the 40. He could go 40, 30, getting chased by Gleesman. Tavener, 10, 5,
84.
Touchdown. Number 36, that is Jared Belinsky. 84-yard touchdown. And Dolgeville strikes first, Mick. 6-0 the score.
Yeah, and he got to the line of scrimmage, and he was just really patient. It looked like the Cats were going to be able to stand him up, and he just kind of waited until some of his blocks were finished, and he squeezed through a little hole. And then I think the thing that surprised me, Nick, is he's a fullback, and he was able to take it the distance. So Dolgeville, Belinsky from 84 out, and the Blue Devils get on the board first.
So Dolgeville strikes first. And Mick, I think if you're an Adirondack fan, you don't get too worried. I think there's going to be a lot of that going on today. So I think we expect this to be a high-scoring game. So Dolgeville's going to go for 2, and Mick, these are going to be huge, I think. Belinsky over the left side, and he strips a tackle, and he's going to be short. I will see. The call is he's short. So no 2-point conversion. Mick, these are going to turn out to be huge plays at the end of the day today.
Yeah, and that was actually a good play. It was Brandon Moore, 51, who slowed Belinsky down in the backfield, and Belinsky able to keep the legs moving. Almost, he got to the goal line, but didn't get it in. So big stop for the Cats right there. And yeah, you're right, Nick. If we're going 50 points and over, not really a big deal.
So 7:54 left in the first quarter. 6-0 the score at Dolgeville on top. We're going to take a break and hear from our sponsors. This is Adirondack Football on the Moose. You lost me?
He's got
Okay, are we good now?
And the linebackers either going to have to go outside.
Okay. All right, you can put this on whenever you have to.
He talked about that.
Thank you.
He talked about that play.
Yeah, we'll
right
just
there.
leave it and not mute it because I think it disconnected or something.
Line up on 2 tight ends, I should get cash.
Yep.
Guarantee he's going to come right back to that 2 tight end stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, this ain't their first rodeo, so. Chipped it. Who's it, Creedon?
Creedon.
Good job.
So on commercials, we're going to be over the internet, so don't swear. All right, we're back. Sorry, some technical difficulties. While we were gone, Jared Belinsky went 84 yards and touchdown for Dolgeville. So 6-0 the score, Mick, and Adirondacks got the ball back. As Hennessy over the right side, Hennessy for 7. But Mick, give a little recap of what happened while we were gone.
Yeah, Belinsky goes for the 84-yard touchdown run, and then the Cats got the ball back in special teams. Creedon Rogers actually really good return. He went 17 yards on the return out to the 43. Ray goes for 7 on the ground. Cats have a 2nd and 3 right at midfield right now, Nick, with 7:22 left first quarter.
So 7:20 left, 6-0 the score. Dolgeville on top. Cats went 3 and out the first time, or actually had 1 first down and then punted away. So 2nd down and 4. Sanford sends Johnny Hennessy in motion, and it's Sanford straight ahead. Sanford breaks through the pile, spins. First down, Cats, 6-yard pummel by Brett Sanford.
Yeah, well done right there. They put Johnny Hennessy in motion, fake that jet sweep, and, Brett's able to keep that. So right now, if Dolgeville's thinking they're taking away White, which they did on the first possession, there's other places that the Cats can go.
1st and 10, ball on the Dolgeville 42-yard line. Middle of the first quarter, as the give is to Hennessy on the sweep, and Ray puts his shoulder down and piles ahead for 3 or 4. So 2nd down for the Cats as Hennessy looks good, Mick. So one worry I had coming in is Hennessy was a little bit hobbled, but he looked good on that sweep.
Okay. Yeah, he did, and that's another first down win. He gets 5. So thing that I like right now in this drive is that they're getting yardage on first down and getting very manageable 2nd and 3rd down situations.
So 2nd down and 5, and straight ahead is no gain for Colin White. And Mick, you're right, they're loading up on Colin right now. And I think they're going to say, hey, you got to get to the edge or you're going to have to throw it down the field at us because Colin has no room right now.
Yeah, they lose a yard on that, and that's been the story. These first 2 possessions, he's carried it 3 times for 3 yards. So after last week's game against Sandy Creek, I'm thinking that was the strategy for Dolgeville coming in.
3rd and 5 for the Cats as Sanford with a long count. Sanford over the right side. Sanford gets hit at the 35 and gets stood up, Mick. He's going to be short, but second effort, he's going to get very close to the first down. He was stopped at the 35 and again piled forward to the 33. He's going to be short, Mick, and I got to imagine they're going for it here.
Yeah, they're going to go. I'm surprised that they didn't blow that dead. It looks like Cats got a break right there because Brett was stacked up at the 35, and they let the play go on, and he got shoved up to the 33, so big difference. So it's 4th and a long one, and it's early, Nick, but this is a big play right now.
4th and 1. They're going to go tight. This is a quarterback sneak almost always for the Cats. 4th and 1, and Sanford straight ahead. Easily gets a first down. Gain of 3. First down, Cats inside the Dolgeville 30-yard line.
Yeah, good pickup right there. You're right, Nick. You called it. They split out 3 wide to the right, and then they just run that sneak to get down to the 29. So good decision to go for it. Really good way to kind of stem little momentum. Cats got some momentum on offense right now, trying to get that tying score.
When the Cats have gone under center this year, it's been a quarterback sneak every single time. 1st and 10 Cats in the Dolgeville 29-yard line, 4:30 and counting. As the give is to Hennessy, and he's got nowhere to go. Loss of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 13 as there's a injured player down the field. And that's Charlie Strain coming up hobbled. And Charlie, one of the few seniors, is going to come off the field. And one thing, Cats depth-wise, I mean, Class D, all teams' depth is just an issue. And we don't want anybody get hurt, Mick, but depth is a real issue for both these teams.
Yeah, and Charles does a good job on the offensive line, and he must have gotten rolled up on that ankle. That's what it kind of appeared. So he's tried to get to the sidelines, and now they're attending to that ankle. So, yeah, first down. It's actually kind of the first down that the Cats have lost. They lose 3 on that. So almost think they're going to have to get up in the air right now.
All right, so while they're checking on Charlie, we'll take a break. 4 minutes left in the first quarter, 6-0 the score. You're listening to Adirondack Football on the Moose. Left as Strain was helped off the field, Mick. So 2nd down and long for the Cats, and we'll see if Charlie can get back in the game. The give is a sweep to the left side. White turns it upfield, spins, gain of 4, almost back to the original line of scrimmage, where it's going to be 3rd and long for the Cats.
Yeah, so Cats try something different as Coach Bella tries to get Colin on the perimeter a little bit rather than going in between the tackles. So he had a little bit of room there, but 3rd down situation, definitely 4 downs, Nick. They'll go on 4th down, so no doubt.
3rd and 8 for the Cats. Taverner and Corey are going to go wide right. Gleesman wide left. Shotgun formation, back on each side, and Coach Bella wants to call a timeout to make sure this is right. So we'll keep it here, Mick, as we don't want to miss this 3rd down play. So first timeout for the Cats. Coach Steve Balla, Mick, we talk a little about Steve as we got some time here. So Steve, college football player, played at Oswego, came from the Buffalo area, excellent high school football player, and has really revamped the Adirondack offense over the last handful of 4 or 5 years. Was a modified coach for a while, came up with Coach Hennessy, and he's really done a superb job along with Coach Hennessy, Coach Gray, redefining Adirondack offense.
Yeah, I've had many conversations with Coach Balla, and he had a vision 4 or 5 years ago, and he had a vision of offense that he was really anxious to try out, get it out of the laboratory and actually try it out, and they've been able to do that. They've done a really nice job of balancing out the offense and kind of introducing a passing game that many of us Adirondack people have never seen before. So you might have to get that passing game in gear right now with a 3rd and 9 from the Dolgeville 27.
So 3rd and 9, 3 receivers to his right. Sanford's going to look to his right, looking downfield, and the ball is incomplete. I'm not sure, Mick, if he saw the defender there, because he threw it right to the Dolgeville kid, so I'm not sure what he was missing for.
Yeah,
it's going to be a 4th down for the Cats.
Yeah, he was really fortunate because that was right through the hands of 32 Connor Morris, and he's one of their playmakers. He's a guy that handles the ball a little bit. He handles the ball all the time as a halfback in the offense. So Brett got away with one, and if he catches that, Nick, it would have been a pick 6 too.
4th and 9 for the Cats on the Dolgeville 28-yard line. Sanford looking to his right, gets pressured, and is going to be sacked in the backfield at the 40-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Dolgeville. Turnover on down. So, Mick, what we are worried about coming in is, can Dolgeville take away the run and still defend a pass? And right now, Mick, and with Charlie Strain out, they were able to get some pressure. So turnover on downs for the Cats.
Yeah, and that's what our concern was going in, is how much pressure could they put on Brett. And then that time, Brett, he had to hold on to it a little bit too long, more so than he wanted to. And Dolgeville gets the big stop on third down, and then they get the stop with the big sack on fourth down. So they got the ball back on their own 38.
Now you notice Dolgeville's going to go. They go tight I formation. There's a flag on a play. It might be an illegal substitution. We'll see what the call is here. It's encroachment on the offense, so 5 yards back. And so good start there for Cats fans, as that pushes Dolgeville back 5 yards as it's 1st and 15. And right now the Cats haven't been in this situation, Mick. Down 6-0, end of the first quarter coming near. Dolgeville with decent field position. And right now the Cats have had a little bit of struggle in the passing game, connecting on passes. And we'll see if that becomes an issue, as 1st and 10. Second man through is Belinsky. Belinsky strips through 2 tackles. Gain of 5 or 6 on the play for Belinsky.
Yeah, that was just a play that they ran the touchdown on. So they're going right over that right side. They see something there as they're running right now right at 54. James Weaver running over to 63, Isaac Kronizer as well.
Yeah, they're kind of going away from Sanford's side. So over the left side again is Belinsky. And Belinsky's going to gain 2 or 3 on the play. But they just flip-flopped their offensive formation. Adirondack adjusted, and they seem to be going away from Sanford's side.
Yeah, and that's the play that Coach Hennessy said they run every once in a while. They don't run it all too often. So big play right now for the Cats. 3rd and 5 situation.
Yeah, Cats need to stop 3rd and 5, because this will definitely be a punt.
Big
3rd
play.
and 5, get some momentum. Cats can score really quickly, so being down 6-0 isn't a big deal. You just want to get this Dolgeville offense off the field. 3rd and 4 to the first guy through. It's a fake. Gagne gets to the outside. Gagne to the 50 and gets tackled out of bounds. And he's going to have a first down, Mick. And he fooled me there because I thought the fullback had it. He got to the outside, first down, Gagne and Dolgeville.
Yeah, talking to Coach Hennessy during the course of the week. They'll run option 30% of the time, 25% of the time. That's the first time they've actually showed it. So good play call right there by Dolgeville as they get into Adirondack territory.
Yep, 1st and 10 Dolgeville, Adirondack territory. 1:43 to go here in quarter number 1. 6-0 the score. Dolgeville on top, a big 84-yard touchdown run. The difference right now, I formation, it's going to be a toss to Belinsky. Belinsky is going to dance and gets nailed by Foster. But I don't know, was there a flag on the play, Mick?
No
flag. It looked like there was maybe a face mask, but big hit by Foster.
Yeah, big hit. He may have gotten away with a face mask. I'm surprised. Looked like it was a face mask, but they get Belinsky out for 4 more. So I'm thinking right now, like Dolgeville offense, this is kind of, you're getting into a danger zone right now. I just get that feeling that they're going to break another big one. They're just pounding away at that Adirondack defensive line.
2nd down and 7, right at the Adirondack 45-yard line. And the give is to the second man through Belinsky. Belinsky down to the 40, where it's going to be 3rd and short for Dolgeville. And this is not the situation you want if you're a Cats fan, because this 3rd and short is exactly where Dolgeville wants to be.
No, Bailey Gleesman came up, and that was a shoestring tackle. He almost broke that. So 3rd and 1, there's no doubt Dolgeville will go 3rd and 1. If they don't convert, they'll go 4th and 1 as well if it's 4th and 1. So 4-down territory. They got to feel pretty confident on offense right now. They're moving that Adirondack defensive line.
So one of my questions coming in, Mick, was the physicality of Adirondack. And Dolgeville right now is matching that physical play right now, as it's going to be to the fullback straight ahead, and that is number 36, Belinsky. So first down for Dolgeville as Belinsky goes through for 3 or 4.
Yeah, 7th play of the drive, another first down for Dolgeville as we go down. Going to be under 10 seconds. We'll see if they're going to snap it or they're just going to sit on it until the quarter. And right now they're just going to sit on it. They're going to sit on it and end the first quarter.
So the clock's going to wind down here with the end of the first quarter in the books here in the Class D finals. So Adirondack down 6-0 to Dolgeville. We're going to take a break and come back for more football action. This is Adirondack football here on the Moose. And Mick, we were talking on the break. This is that was a perfect quarter for Dolgeville. They did everything they wanted to do. They slowed the game down. They're ground and pound, and right now everything's moving Dolgeville's way for the first quarter.
Yeah, and they're getting that running game going, and got Belinsky on the 84-yard run on the first possession. Now it's just they're picking up 4 or 5 at a time. This is Dolgeville football textbook.
Belinsky through the line of scrimmage, spins and gets 4 or 5 on the play. Actually, we'll give him 6, so it's going to be a 2nd down and 4. As, like I said earlier, Mick, the physicality of White, and is there a flag down on the play? I think it's going to be on Dolgeville. But the physicality of Colin White and Brett Sanford, I haven't seen match this year, but Belinsky, Gagne, Morris, Mick, they're matching Adirondack right now. But big break for the Cats as an illegal block is going to push this one way back.
Yeah, it's going to be a illegal block, so the line of scrimmage, it's going to push them all the way back to the 50. So
first and
15,
20,
15-yard
24.
penalty. So 1st and 24. So a big break for the Cats is Dolgeville all the way back out to midfield now. So Cats really got to take advantage of this.
Yeah, this is the one you got to be in. And actually the play clock's at 10 right now, and they haven't broken the huddle yet. Maybe get another 5 yards here. As Dolgeville breaks the huddle, it's going to be 1st and 24 as they got it off. And it gives the Gagne on the keeper. Gagne breaks to the 40, 30, and he's not going to be touched. 10, 5, touchdown Dolgeville, number 17, Greg Gagne. As Mick, there's that option play they're looking for, and everybody went to the fullback. No one kept with the quarterback. Touchdown Blue Devils.
I had a sneaky suspicion they were going to come back to that, Nick. When they've gotten in long yardage situations, they've run option. It's only been one time before, and I'll tell you what, I'm not a football expert, but I'll tell you, he sold that to the fullback, and I was watching Belinsky. I thought Belinsky had the ball. He sold it, and Gagne was gone. It was too late by the time anybody recognized that he had it.
So 12-0 the score. And like I said earlier, these 2-point conversions become huge, especially as the Cats try to mount a comeback. So they go I formation, and then the Dolgeville coach tried to call timeout, but there's going to be a penalty. As they may talk about this, there's a penalty. It's going to be a timeout for Dolgeville. As Coach Zolkowski was running down the sideline to get a timeout. So, Mick, we'll leave it here for the break, and we'll take a break after the 2-point conversion. But right now, the Cats haven't been in this situation all year long. They're down 12. Could get to 14 here. And this is the time you're going to need Sanford, Ray Hennessy, and Colin White to make some plays on offense. And maybe it's time to give Tavener Gleason a shot down the field.
Yeah, and it's also – can't really get too panicky at the moment. I mean, just starting the second quarter, they're just a really good drive away from getting back to one score. You don't want to see them come out and, get panicky and, maybe 3 incomplete passes. You kind of start abandoning some things that you've been doing all year long. So you don't want to get into that. Just got to, get a stop here on the 2-point conversion, get the ball back, and just put a really solid drive together. They've gotten in Dolgeville territory. They just haven't been able to finish anything in those first 2 possessions.
So Dolgeville is going to go from the 3 for their 2-point conversion. 12-0 the score right now, as the give is Gagne rolling out to his right and has his receiver, number 88, Cameron Comstock, for 2. So 14-0 is the score. The Cats down here in the beginning of the second quarter. We're going to take a break to hear from our sponsors. This is Adirondack in the Section 3 finals here on the Moose. The 41-yard line mix, so good field position for the Cats. And I like that little hurry up, no huddle look they gave in the first possession. Maybe get rolling a little bit again, try to speed the pace up a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, got to be patient too. Just got to be patient right now. Get a few first downs, put a drive together. Don't need a big play right now. Just can't get crazy.
The ball's on the ground, and Sanford picks it up. He's done that a lot this year, Mick, where he's put the ball on the ground. That might have been a miscommunication, but it bounced right up to him, so gain of 5 for the Cats.
Yeah, fortunate right there. Just a little Brett kind of first back going through. Brett kind of faked that handoff and then wanted to keep it, but pretty fortunate. He got a fortunate bounce. It bounced right back up to him. But Cats have really good field position. They would, good first down pickup.
Second down, and we'll call it 6 at the 45. The give is the Ray Hennessy, puts his head down, and there's going to be a flag, Mick, and it might be a hold there. And that's Foster who's in. He's in for Strain. And so Strain is still not back. And now the Cats are going to get a holding call there. And that loss of Strain might be a big loss for the Cats.
Yeah, it is a big loss. Can make a very strong argument that Charles is the Cat's best offensive lineman, and him sitting over on the sideline, that's where lacking a little bit of depth. You got a kid there that hasn't played there a lot, so that takes away a really good.
Yeah, you're bringing in a sophomore for a
senior.
senior.
Yeah, bringing in a sophomore for a senior,
spot.
which is
Second down and 14 for the Cats. 2 receivers each side. Here comes Rogers in motion. It's a jet sweep to Rogers. He gets tripped up as I believe that's number 31 for Dolgeville. We're going to have to look up that number, Mick, because our number sheet was kind of messed up. But good play by Dolgeville defender as Creedon gets no gain on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and long for the Cats. Not the spot you want to be in, Mick.
Yeah, 31, Michael Blasky. Looked like he knew that jet sweep was coming, and Creedon looking to turn the corner, couldn't turn the corner. So the Cats in a long 3rd down situation right now.
3rd and long for the Cats.
And now they got some miscommunication as they got a lineman coming in late.
Yeah, they got a lineman who wasn't in. So Coach Hennessy's going to use the second timeout of the half. And we'll keep it here for this, Mick. But right now, all the momentum's in Dolgeville's way. Like I said, I think if you asked the Dolgeville coaching staff how you'd like this game to start, they would have scripted this. Cats have been in Dolgeville territory a couple times, just unable to capitalize. Now on a 3rd and long, like you said, don't get crazy here if you got punted away, but sooner or later, Mick, the Adirondack defense is going to have to come up. Probably statistically one of the better defenses in the state, maybe the best defense score-wise in Section 3, and they're going to have to come up and get some stops here for the Cats.
Yeah, they've done a really good job on. Cats are actually, I'm looking at my stats right now, like Cats are actually 2 for 4 on third down, but it's those 2 drives that Dolgeville got stops on third down, and actually they got a stop. They got 2 stops on fourth down as well, so 2 stops on fourth down. So it'll be interesting. I mean, if you don't pick this up 3rd and 16, you got to punt this away. I would think.
3rd and 16, Tavener and Hennessy to the right, Gleesman wide left, and Sanford rolling to his left, getting pressured, and didn't have time as he was knocked down. Mick, and that's just a tough pass, rolling to your left, trying to stop and throw it back to your right. He didn't really have time to do that. An incomplete pass for the Cats.
Yeah, and right now, the last 2 third downs the Cats have thrown on the last 2 third downs, so I think if Coach Bella wants to get the passing game going, I think they're going to have to start throwing on early downs. Right now, they're probably just a little bit too predictable. You're going to have to start calling plays a little bit backwards, maybe start throwing a little bit more on first down, to try to change things for the Dolgeville defense. But yeah, it appears they're going to kick this away. Creedon back there kicking, so it's good to have him back in the punting game.
So Rogers in the punt, and they may get a penalty here as they had to delay a game. And I think what happened here, Mick, is with Strain out, they had a confusion on who should replace him on the special teams. So delay a game is going to push it back 5. And it's going to be 4th down and even longer for the Cats. As Rogers, Westmoreland game, I believe, did a superb job punting the ball. He scooped up a couple bouncers and really punted. So we need Creedon to change the field here and boom one away as 4th and forever for the Cats. 9:25 left in the half. Cats down 14-0. As it's a low one, Creedon scooped it up and is going to get a good one away. It's going to bounce at the 50 and go out of bounds at the 46-yard line, where the Dolgeville will have a ball 1st and 10. So we'll take a break. 9:20 left in the half. 14-0 the score. Cats are down. We'll be back for more Adirondack football on the Moose. There's a flag on the play on that 2nd down play. 1st down, they went for 2 yards, and it's going to be a penalty, Mick. I didn't see what it was. Did you see the penalty?
Yeah.
There?
Thought we saw a face mask. That's going to be a hold back at the 47. So that's going to push Dolgeville back to their own 43. So that wipes out big gain for Belinsky. So that's a big penalty right now.
Cats got to take advantage of it.
They got to get a stop right now.
They had a chance before. And like you just said, Mick made a good observation. Anytime Dolgeville's needed something, they've gone to their option look. And right now the Cats don't really have an answer for the option.
No, anytime Dolgeville's been in long yardage, that's when they've showed options. So we'll see. Right now they're 2nd and 13. Anytime they've been 2nd and 8, 2nd 9, 2nd 10, they've gone option. So we'll see if that's what they dial up.
So 2nd and 13, and it is an option look. Gagne keeps it, and here comes Johnny Hennessy up to make the tackle. But it's going to be a gain of, we'll call it 7. 3rd and 6 or 7 for the Blue Devils. And Mick, they got to get him off the field here.
Yeah, and that's a good play by the Cats. Ray Hennessy in there as well. Tafner came up as well. So that's really the first time. I know Gagne got 7, but they can't let them run that option and them get 11, 12, 13 yards. So 3rd and 6. This is a huge play at this stage right now.
Yeah, you hate to say it's a huge play in the middle of the second quarter, 8:15 and counting. But right now the Cats need to get Dolgeville off the field. So 3rd and 6, and it's going to be a toss to Belinsky, and he's going to stretch it to field, and the Cats get the stop they need. We'll see who comes off the pile, Mick. That's Ray Hennessy, and I think Johnny finished him off. So great job by Hennessy in the defense.
Yeah, going to leave him in a 4th and it's all a 5, so 4th and 5, and we'll see what Dan Zilkowski wants to do right now. Ball's just over midfield. So kind of interesting, Nick. Their defense has stopped us, but they're really confident in their offense as well. If they run anything, they're running option. They're coming
4th
option
and 4,
right now.
and
Gagne on the keep.
They're going for here. So 4th down and 4, man in motion as Gagne with a long count. Maybe they're going to try to get him to jump. So
no, they're going to call timeout.
Yeah, they're going to call timeout and probably punt it away. So
yeah,
they tried to send a man in motion, get him the jump. So good discipline by the Cats.
Good job by the Cats.
Now, just thinking in the back of my mind, Mick, I was going to be surprised if they were going to go for it. You got everything rolling. Why would you want to give Adirondack that opportunity? So they tried to get him to jump. So it's going to be a 4th down and 4 for the Cats. So the Cats, if they punt it away, the Cats defense holds. You need a special teams play, get you some position here, to get yourself out of this end, and try to make a spark here and get your offense rolling a little bit. As it's been a struggle on offense. Mick, you said you had some yardage for the Cats here.
Cats with 18 total yards right now. They've had a couple plays that have had big losses. I mean, they've moved the ball a little bit, and right now, if you're Dolgeville, you're kind of crazy to go for this because, Adirondack hasn't shown that they can go 12 or 13 plays down the field and score. The Cats have put together 6 or 7 plays in a drive, but they haven't been able to go 11 or 12. But, from the Adirondack standpoint, that's a good stop for them. They're one big play away from being one score down. So, they're still got to be, like you said, make a little play in special teams right now, get some yardage, and get a score before the half.
Now, let's see. It looks like, Mick, they're going under center, so they're going to go I formation, ready for that option look. And here comes Gagne to the 35, turns a corner, and it's going to be on the spot, Mick, and I think he got it as Tavner came up, but that option look again, Mick. 1st down, Dolgeville.
Belinsky's the bell cow for them. He gets the ball all the time, but when they need big yardage, it's Gagne on the keeper, and we said it just before the play. Just get that feeling if they need 6 or 7 yards, it's always going to be Gagne on the keeper. So, down the road when you're thinking about that 3rd and 7 play, Gagne on the keeper.
1st and 10, Dolgeville, the Cat 42-yard line. It's Morris, and nothing there. Spins ahead. There's Foster on the tackle, along with Colin White and number 79, Kratzenberg. Gain of 1.
Yeah, well done by Adirondack. They came back to Belinsky. So, back to 2nd and 9. These are the plays where, the Cats have they've kind of taken their foot off the gas a little bit on these 2nd and 9s, 3rd and 9s. So,
and Mick,
really
I got to say,
play.
that was a gutsy call for Dolgeville.
Oh, that's gutsy.
I couldn't do that.
I wouldn't do it.
I couldn't do that. But that's just confidence in your
that thing
offense.
Away.
As they go 2nd down and 8. And there's that option. Look straight ahead goes Belinsky. And you're going to have a 3rd and 4 as they're on the Adirondack 36-yard line. And one thing you got to notice now, Mick, is the Adirondack defense has been on the field a long, long time. And it's hot in here. And most of these kids are going both ways anyway, but it's been the defense needs to get off the field and get a sustained drive by the offense a little bit.
Yeah, that would help. And right now, here we go, 3rd and 5-ish.
And it's Gagne and a keeper. Gagne stretching the field. Gagne to the 30, to the 28, to the 25-yard line, first down. And I got to give credit, Mick, to that wide receiver. It was Jedediah Gunther on the far side who made a great block on the cornerback and gave Gagne that first down.
Yeah, fundamentally, when you're watching those guys block, they just do a really good job. You know, they're turning out guys at the point of attack. You know, the ends do a really good job kicking out their guys, and they, you know, just fundamentally, they're so good in the running game. They're so confident in it as well. I mean, they feel like they can get 6 or 7 every time they touch it. So, yeah, clock. They're eating away the clock right now too.
14-0, Dolgeville on top. 1st and 10 here with 5 minutes left as a jet sweep, and there's a big play. That is Brett Sanford as he gets Morris in the backfield. Loss of 6.
Yeah, big play. Definitely a play the Cats needed. Good play by Brett. He kind of sniffed that out, saw the man in motion, and really good play on first down. So now they got to get, you know, they got Dolgeville in negative yardage. They got to take advantage of that.
2nd down, and we're calling it 15. 4:40 to go left in the half. So Mick Adirondack might get it one more time, and then Dolgeville's going to get it to start the half. So it's imperative to get a stop here as it's 2nd and long. Gives the second man through Belinsky as Belinsky lowers his shoulders, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Big hit there by Colin White and Weaver up there. So 3rd and long for Dolgeville.
Yeah, Weaver did a really good job standing Belinsky up. And, you know, right now, Cats have done a really good job gang tackling him the last few times he's gotten the ball. He's tough, though, when he gets downhill. Yeah. He's automatically getting 5 or 6 if he gets downhill.
And this has got to be 2 down territory.
Yeah, it's going to be.
For the Blue Devils, so
if they went for it 4th and 6 at the 50, they're going for it here.
So it's 3rd and 10 on the 26-yard line. Under 4 minutes in the half. 14-0 the score. Dolgeville on top. Gagne rolling to his left, looking downfield. That ball is up in the air, and that's live one and incomplete. And that is a dangerous throw. That it was just basically a jump ball in the end zone, and that could have been anybody's ball down there.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have thrown that. He got away with that one because that's just a crazy play right there. At this stage of the game, I'm surprised that he threw it. I thought he'd maybe just take a knee right there, take a sack, lose a couple of yards. 4th and 10, so huge opportunity right now for Adirondack.
Give credit to the Dolgeville receiver knocking that down because that could have been a big turnover for the Cats. 4th down and 10 for the defense here, so time to get Dolgeville off the field. 4th and 10 as there's a man in motion, and here it goes Gagne over the right side. Gagne gets to the edge, and Gleesman misses the tackle, and then he slips through as Gleesman had him there at the 20, Mick, and it's just Gagne spun through. First down, Dolgeville.
Every time they need yards, he gets the yards they need. He needed 10. He got 13. He got away from an Adirondack tackler, and he moves the sticks. He's been phenomenal in this first half. He is just, I'll tell you what, he's a tough kid too. Big play right there. Just a backbreaker.
Yeah, and now it's 1st and 10 from the 13, 3:20 and counting as the Dolgeville offense continues to just grind it away and keep this Adirondack defense on the field.
Yeah, 13th play right here,
13th play of this drive, as they've had it most of the quarter, as Coach Zulkowski wants to talk about it. We'll keep it here, Mick, for this break, as the Dolgeville timeout. 1st and 10 from the 13. There's 3:25 to go. And like I said, Dolgeville's going to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So, Mick, right now, the Adirondack defense can't give up a touchdown here. And then Dolgeville comes back and scores again, and you're in a world of hurt.
Yeah, and the Cats have had opportunities. They've had Dolgeville in long down situations on 3rd and 4th down, and they just have not been able to make the big stop on 3rd and 4th down. So right now, really, that's been the game. Dolgeville's made a couple stops on 4th down. Cats haven't been able to do that, and they've had them in 4th and 7, 4th and 9, 4th and 10, and yeah, and right now with 3:25, Dolgeville can take this right down to the end of the half and punch in another score and go up three scores.
So 14-0 the score. First and 10 from the 13. It's a toss to Blinsky. The ball's on the ground. It's loose, and I believe the Cats have it as the pitch goes to the Cats, and a huge turnover, first one of the game, as the Adirondack side erupts, Mick. And what a turn of events right there, as you're going from could be down 3 scores to having the ball now. So first and 10 Cats.
Yeah, 3:20 left in the first half, and that right now is that is the play that they needed right there. That is a turn of events. So now got to do something with it on offense, but not going down 3 scores is huge play.
Yeah, I mean, at worst, Mick, they need to keep it the rest of the half and keep Dolgeville off the field. Hennessy over the right side. Hennessy bowls forward, gain of 5 for Raymond, as it'll be a 2nd down and 5 for the Cats, as they got their first turnover. And when you have a game like this, Mick, you look at penalties and turnovers, and the first one goes to the Cats, and it'd be huge. They could get a quick score here.
Yeah, like you said, Nick, just hold the ball. I mean, if they score, that's great, but don't give Dolgeville the ball back. Get some first downs, get to the half at the very least.
Back to pass Sanford, and throws a bounce pass to Gleesman, as right now the Adirondack passing game, Mick, just not clicking the way it does. He had Gleesman open, just kind of short-armed it through a bounce pass.
Yeah, he's a little bit gun-shy, right? That might have actually gotten tipped at the line of scrimmage. He's actually a little gun-shy. He's gotten a lot of Dolgeville pressure. So, that's going to speed everything up. Thinking about, I got to get rid of this quicker, faster, takes you out of your rhythm. So 3rd down, Cats really need a first down, because if they got to punt this away, Dolgeville is going to have pretty good field position.
3rd and 6. 2:46 left in the half. Cats down 14-0. Sanford's going to keep it straight ahead, and he had no room, Mick. Actually bumped into his own lineman. And now it's going to be 4th down and 6, as little barking going down on the field there. But now you punt this away, you're putting your defense in a tough spot once again.
Yeah, and they got that guy back there, Nick Gagne, returning kicks. I wouldn't feel real comfortable with him back there, because if he gets some room, he is so dangerous. He's proven that in the first half. So he's standing right at the 50. And right now, Cats got play clock issues. They got to get this thing off. Can't lose another 5 on this.
I think they have 1 timeout left if they need it.
But down to 5.
Play clock's at 5. As Coach Hensey's going to call a timeout. So with 1:59 left in the half, Cats down 14-0. We'll be right back for more Adirondack football here on the Moose. Off, and the ball is going to roll down to the 46-yard line of Dolgeville, where Dolgeville going to have it 1st and 10. And Mick, right now with 1:49 to go, down 14-0. Cats got to hold strong here. Dolgeville will get the ball back to start the half, but make sure you're just down 2 scores at the half.
Yeah, back in the same boat right now. You got to get a stop. So minute 49, no big plays, no big runs. Just make them get 4 or 5 yards at a time. I'm not sure how many timeouts they have.
Cats got none. Dolgeville's got none.
Neither
Both,
team. So
yeah.
just make them grind it out, use clock. Can't let that happen.
Yeah, ahead, that is, I believe, Belinsky straight ahead. Belinsky gets 9 on the play. 2nd down and short for Dolgeville. And now Dolgeville going to go a little hurry-up offense themselves, Mick, as Gagne back to pass. Got a receiver downfield one-on-one. Lofts it up and incomplete. He was looking for Comstock, taking a shot, Mick, to see if they could strike quick.
Yeah, good job. Bailey Gleesman over there had good coverage. He's over there with Johnny Hennessy. So they had him bracketed really well. Good coverage. So 3rd and 1. Dolgeville, they got a good first down gain, so they're just basically saying, why not? So they got 2 downs to get a yard, so they just decided to air it out on 2nd down.
3rd down and 1. They're going for it on 4th down. So 3rd and 1 for Dolgeville with 1:26 left in the half. Cats down 14-0 as Gagne under center. And Gagne's going to give it to the second man through. That's Morris. And all depends on the spot, and I believe they got it, Mick. 1st down for the Blue Devils as they're going to continue to go hurry-up offense.
Yeah, and that's okay. Just give them 2. That's fine as we go to minute 10. So that's fine. No chunk yardage. Can't give them anything chunk yardage. We got a stoppage there.
Yeah,
they got to get the sticks moved.
Chain crew's taking a little break there. Totten here. They need a little break over there. Giving Dolgeville a free timeout right now, though.
Yeah.
As it's going to be a 1st and 10, 1:11 to go. As Gagne in a little modified shotgun, and he's going to give it to Belinsky straight ahead. And he's going to get 4 on the carry. And that's okay, Mick. Give him 4 at a time as that clock continues to run under a minute to go in the quarter.
Yeah, that's 3 or 4 is fine. And here they come with Gagne. And
as Gagne bounces the ball, is loose again.
Oh, they're going to rule it down.
But I think the ball might have been coming out. But the ball did hit the ground. But it might have been loose coming out. But they're going to be a 1st down. As the clock is going to stop for the 1st down, change of possession. And now he spiked it. And I'm not sure, he spiked it, right?
He spiked it, and then White Colin White came across and kind of pancaked the center, and got to use your head here. You can't give them 15. You can't give them a personal foul. Dolgeville, they put the ball on the ground quite a bit last week, Nick. They put it on the ground. I mean, they're susceptible to turnover, so just can't give up a big play right now. Just keep them off the scoreboard to the half.
So 2nd down and long and 10 for Dolgeville as they have no timeout, so they're going to have to go quick or they're going to throw a spike. So 2nd and 10 as Gagne is going to roll to his left, looking downfield, and the ball is incomplete as Tavener bobbled it and had a chance for a spectacular interception, but incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Blue Devils.
Right, and that's okay. 26 seconds left. It's going to be 4th. It's going to be 3rd and 10. So it's all right. Just don't give that up at the 31. I mean, right now there's nothing Dolgeville really does in their passing game that really scares me. I mean, outside of they ran that little 2-point conversion play out to the tight end. I'd be leery of seeing that right now, possibly. A little rollout. They do a little boot with him.
3rd and 10, 26 seconds to go. And Gagne and a keeper. Gagne gets to the 30 and is going to get tackled out of bounds. Tavener and White along with Corey on the tackle. And it's going to be a 4th down and 6 for Dolgeville. And right now, the best thing that can happen is turnover on downs, take a knee, go to halftime, or regroup your offense.
Yeah, Cats have done a good job of containing Gagne. They've kind of started to set the edge. He hasn't been able to turn it upfield in that option when he keeps it. Cats have done a much better job of that.
3rd and 5. Gagne getting pressured and is going to get sacked. I don't know, Mick, what they were waiting to throw the whistle.
That's a flag. That should be grounding. There's no way. Unless they gave him a sack. Yeah. They might have gave him the sack.
Because he was in the grass for a while. That's a chance to get somebody really hurt right there. But it's going to be a turnover on downs.
It is going to be the sack.
So it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Cats. 15 seconds to go. So Cats defense does the job twice in a row here to close out the half, Mick. And you're going to need to do it one more time coming in from halftime. And then it's going to be up to the offense to get things rolling here. Nothing crazy here. I always say this, take a knee, they'll probably get a touchdown down the sideline, but nothing crazy. Go in, down 2 scores.
Yeah. They gave him an incomplete pass, which I don't agree with. That should have been, not that it matters, but they gave him an incomplete pass, which it should have been a grounding call.
Sanford back to pass. It looks like a screen set up as it's caught to White. White to the 40, to the 45, and lays a hit on a player on the end of the play. Big game, but Mick, Dolgeville's defense laying back, and you got 55 yards to go yet with 7 seconds.
Yeah, White gets 18 on that.
And he really finished the play with a little bit of a shoulder, and he finished the play strong. And I think maybe that you got to need plays like that to spur this team on to come out in the second half.
Yep. 7 seconds left.
7 seconds, 1st and 10, just near midfield. Sanford's going to go back to pass. Has Gleason in a pitch to Hennessy. Hennessy to the 40, to the 30, and puts his shoulder down to the 20. And there's going to be a penalty on the play, Mick. So if that's a penalty on Dolgeville, the Cats will get another play. So I'm not sure what the play is. We'll see. This could be a big call right here, Mick, as what the penalty is. I'm not sure.
It's on Ray. It's going to be on Ray. They're
It
going
might
to get him for targeting.
It might be Hennessy on lowering his head at the end of the play.
I think that's what it's going to be.
As he did that, he's done that a couple times this year, and we'll see what the call
Colin
is.
may have been borderline on the play before that.
So they called a personal foul, illegal helmet contact. That's lowering your head when you're going to get tackled. But Dolgeville's going to decline the penalty. And that's going to do it for the half, Mick. 14-0 the score. Cats down. So what we'll do is we'll take a break to hear from our sponsors for a couple minutes. We'll come back for a halftime wrap-up. 14-0 the score. Cats down. We'll be back after a break. This is Adirondack football here on the Moose. Adirondack down 14-0 to Dolgeville. We're here at the Carrier Dome, Class D Section 3 Championship. The winner will play next Friday night at 5 o'clock down in Section 4 against the Section 4 sectional champion. I'm not sure if the game's either in Vestal or Union Endicott. I'm not sure what yet. And Mick's finishing up some stats for us here, so we'll get to Mick in a minute. But I just want to say hi to our staff up at school as Eddie and Connor and the boys are listening to the game up at school. So tune in for an exciting second half. And yes, Matt Bolivar texted me. Coach Ballo went to Brockport, not Oswego. So Matt, you're always on our broadcast every week, so we have to say hi to everybody listening. I got a lot of people listening. We got big numbers on YouTube, so we appreciate everybody supporting Adirondack Athletics as the Cats down 14-0, and Mick's going to come up with some stats here. You ready to go, Mick?
We're ready to go.
Mick, for some reason, Mick's the math guy here at halftime, and Mick's doing all the stats for us. So he gets extra pay this week from the Flack family, and he's going to give us some halftime stats. So what do you got here, Mick?
Yeah, highly unofficial. So total yards in that first half, Dolgeville with 233, Adirondack with 57, which is actually kind of interesting because the Cats did move the ball a little bit. It's not like they've been totally shut down, but they did take a couple big plays and sacks, and with some penalties, that's been negative yardage that kind of set them back to 57. Sanford is 3 for 7 through the air for 44 yards, 37 on the last play before the half, the hook and ladder between he completed to Creedon Rogers, and then he flipped it to Ray Hennessy. So they got 37 on that. It would have been 15 on the penalty. So Brett's 3 for 7 for 44. Wildcat running game has been shut down completely. Ray Hennessy with 22 yards on 7 carries. Colin White has 8 yards on actually has 17 yards on 5 carries, and he got that chunk yardage on the last play, pretty much the last play before the half. So from a total yard standpoint, Dolgeville dominating 233, Adirondack with 57, Adirondack with 4 first downs, Dolgeville with 11 first downs in that first half. So Cats have not been able to get really anything going in the passing game. Brett saw some pressure early in that first half. So Dolgeville is actually, we talked about it in the podcast, Nick, during the course of the week. We talked about possibly, Chris Tavener being that X factor, and he hasn't been really able to get involved in the offense. They haven't been able to get him in the passing game, and Cats have only kicked it away once. He'll kick it away. Hasn't kicked it away at all. So he'll be kicking it away here to start the second half. So we talked about special teams, but right now it's really that just kind of looking back at my notes real quick. Dolgeville, I'll recap the scoring right now. So Dolgeville's first possession, they scored on an 84-yard touchdown run by Jared Bolinski. That was with 7:54 left in the first quarter. 2-point conversion was unsuccessful. Dolgeville had a 6-0 lead. Blue Devils would come right back, and they would score 3 minutes into the second. Actually, I'm sorry, 30 seconds into the second quarter on a Gagne 50-yard touchdown run out of the option. So Greg Gagne on the keeper goes 50, and then he hits Cameron Comstock for a 2-point conversion. Dolgeville was up 14-0. And then I got to be honest, Nick, like the rest of the half, which is the last 11 minutes, the Cats did get a fortunate turnover. Dolgeville fumbled it away at the 3:20 mark of the second quarter as they were going in possibly for a touchdown. But the last 11 minutes, Cats kind of got on their footing a little bit defensively, able to get the turnover, and then they get a stop on downs before the half. So I think if you're looking for something encouraging, you got to think right now, they stopped them the last 11 minutes of the second quarter. Hopefully the defense can kind of do the same thing, but they got to find some place to find some offense. Dolgeville's done a really good job of bottling up the Adirondack runners. And outside the hook and ladder play before the half, Cats haven't really gotten any offense. I mean, really, if you take away that play before the half, with some of the big losses, the Cats are really right around like 20 yards of total offense.
And the recipe for Adirondack this year has been pound it with White and Hennessy and Sanford and soften up that defense and then go down the field to Tavener and Gleesman. And right now, that passing game isn't there. What Dolgeville's doing differently, Mick, than like last week with Sandy Creek. Sandy Creek was giving them 8-10 yards on the line of scrimmage. Dolgeville right now is
Daring
playing
them.
tight man-to-man and saying,
Yes.
go ahead and throw over our head. There's nobody. Everybody's within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage, and they're daring you. And right now, I mean, if you come out and you throw 3 bombs down the field, you're punting again. So Adirondack still has to try to move the ball down the field, and they're going to have to take a shot. I know Coach Ballas said he had maybe a reverse in his back pocket that he wanted to try today. Maybe something on special teams. Do they try an onside kick here to start the half? Hopefully that play by Colin White gave Cats a little bit of a spark.
They ran that little screen, Nick, and that, like if you're like Dolgeville, they're jamming the line of scrimmage with 8 or 9 guys, and they're daring them on the outside. They're just daring them. We're going to play Taffner. We're going to play man-to-man. We're going to play your receivers man-to-man. We're going to put 8 guys in the box, and we're going to pressure it when you get the snap. So, that screen that Coach Bella called at the end of the half to White, that might be the recipe to kind of slow down that Dolgeville pass rush and maybe get some yardage in the passing game. But, until you're slowing them down, you got to find a way. You got to find a way to get Brett. But you're right, Nick. All year long, everybody has played the Adirondack receivers off the line of scrimmage 7 or 8 yards. The Dolgeville corners are up in the Adirondack in the receiver's face, and that's been a huge difference. So Brett's looking out there, and a lot of times he doesn't have time to let his receivers get free. So Dolgeville, they've done a really good job. We talked about what they would try to take away, and they've done it really well that first half. Textbook, hate to say that word again, but it's been like textbook first half of them really executing a game. You know what their game plan is. It's pretty evident.
And now it's the time for adjustments. Right now, this 15, 20-minute rest time, this is where coaches make your money is. Now what do you do on offense to negate them pressing you really tight? And what kind of wrinkles can they throw at us as the half? We still got a few minutes for the half. But before we take another break, just got to say thank you to some people. As all year long, we've been running these live streams for these football games, and the quality of the live stream has been superb. So we want to say thanks to Mike Adams, our technology department, and Mike Faustino, our technology coordinator, who put a lot of work into running these live streams. Hopefully we're going to get some live streams over the winter as well. But Mick, they've done a super job. I've actually got to watch a couple. It is such a nice thing for a community to have. The only school today broadcasting a live stream today is Adirondack. So hats off to the district and Mike Adams and Mike Faustino for getting this all done.
Yeah, we're the only ones here today, so that's awesome. A lot of people watching, and actually I got a lot of people texting me right now that they're watching, so that's awesome. And then getting our feed over the top of it with the broadcast, that's great as well, as teams get back out on the field and get ready for a second half.
Yeah, and so thank you to Bill Flack and the family for always doing this. And again, our local sponsors, who we'll mention before the end of the game. Without the local sponsors, we couldn't do these broadcasts. So thank you to all our local sponsors. I always like to say hi to Pat, Lindsay, and Tim down at Luigi's, who always take care of Adirondack Athletics. I'm sure they're listening tonight. So Pat and Tim, thanks for all you do down there. Appreciate you taking it easy on me on the golf course all summer long as we got
and getting ready for their Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh yeah, Pat.
Their
and
annual
Tim,
Thanksgiving dinner giveaway.
I think they do hundreds of dinners every year. So a great job by the Lindsays down at Luigi's. As I don't know who's at Luigi's tonight though. It might be
Nobody
the night
there.
off,
I don't know who's there.
The whole village is here right now. So maybe tonight's the first Friday in a long time that the orders aren't piling in. And Mick, got to say hi to a couple other people as our broadcast is traveling all over the world and all the way to Remsen, where Scott Jones, famous basketball player, and Timmy Halpin down there listening in Remsen. So this signal can reach all the way to Remsen. You know you're big time.
Oh, and I got Julie Chrysler up in Maine. She just texted me, so a shout out to Julie for listening. So yeah, I got all kinds of people texting us here. So.
And Cam Roberts up in St. Lawrence. She's up at college. Always a big Adirondack fan. And I know there's lots of people listening anywhere. So Thanks to everybody for listening as we're going to take a break and come back for third quarter action. So we got about a minute to go before the third quarter starts. We'll be right back for the second half football. Adirondack down 14-0, but we're looking for a comeback here on the Moose. As Chris Tavner, speaking of Remsen, Tavner was from Remsen coming back to kick off for the Cats. And Mick, like you said, he's been a huge weapon all year for the Cats on kickoffs.
Yeah, I really thought coming into this game that was my guy, and then we got another half. So I got a feeling he's going to make a big play here in the second half, and maybe he makes a big play right off the kick here. So anything to kind of change some momentum. But this first possession of this half, Nick, is really, really big.
He's good at hitting line drives at people and knocking them off their chest and getting a loose ball. So we're ready to go to start the third quarter. 14-0, Mick. It feels like a lot more. And one play could turn this game and get the momentum going as Tabner is going to kick it deep. And Gagne is going to catch it at the 15-20 and take it to the 25 where Dolgeville will have it first and 10. So good kickoff. And Dolgeville is going to go first and 10. And right now, Mick, this is the time for the Cats to pin Dolgeville deep and try to get some field position.
Yeah, really good job in special teams right there is the Cats. Like I said, Tavner does a good job. He's got a really good leg, pounded that thing all the way down to the 20, and then the Cats are able to cover Gagne at the 27. So it's a good way to start. They pin Dolgeville deep and now try to take advantage of it.
First and 10 Cats. Gagne sends a man in motion, and there's going to be a false start, I think. So, false start by Dolgeville. They've had a couple penalties here. It's not like they've played really the cleanest game. They fumbled inside Adirondack red zone. So, maybe a little glimmer of hope here for the Cats to get things rolling their way.
Yeah, like we said at halftime, they played really well those first 14 minutes, and then, after that second score, they did have that drive they fumbled on, but it's, they've kind of come back to earth after the first 14 minutes of the game.
So first and 15 back on the 22-yard line is Dolgeville, and the give is on a jet sweep, and he's going to get tripped up at the 26-yard line for a gain of about, we'll call it 4 on the play.
Yeah, and that was first carry for 29, Jonathan Costanza. So they give a little different look coming out of that as they pick up 4, as they haven't ran Costanza at all. So it's kind of interesting, come out with a little something different.
As man is wide left for Dolgeville as they go modified shotgun here, and the give is to Belinsky, and Belinsky nothing there as Kratzenberg along with Colin White there. And Mick, I noticed his game's getting a little bit more physical as the end of the second quarter, third quarter here. It's a little bit harder hitting going on right now.
Yeah, Brandon Moore did a good job, 51 for the Cats. Got off a block. He's able to stuff that hole. So 3rd and 8 right now, a huge momentum builder. If they can get a stop and get a punt, Dolgeville the punt, they're going to have pretty good field position, but they got to get out of this 3rd and 8. They've had trouble on these downs all day long.
3rd down and 8. Big spot for the defense here as man in motion. Morris, here's Gagne and the keeper. Gagne to the edge, slips a tackle, and is going to get down to the 47-yard line where it's going to be a first time for Dolgeville. And Gagne, Mick, is so shifty as not only does he have the strength to break a tackle, but he just takes a step and jukes you, and all of a sudden it's first down Dolgeville.
They did a great job. They got a couple kick-out blocks. Gagne was really patient when he got to the point of attack, and then he was able to get up the field. He made a guy miss. He gets 18. Can't say every time they've needed 9, 10, or 11 yards, Gagne's been their guy. I think kind of coming in, a lot of people think Belinsky, but I think I probably underestimated him coming into this game.
Yeah, and right now you're asking Adirondack defense to do so much. They've been on the field so long. As Belinsky bowls forward, gains about 8 on the play. As Hennessy, Johnny goes low and up Ems him, but a gain of play for Belinsky. And he is so physical. I didn't see him much last week, but he is a physical runner.
Yeah.
He's just a junior, Mick, so him coming back next year is going to be a load for Class D.
I'll tell you what, he got 8. I'll tell you what, Johnny Hennessy came up from his safety spot and got low on him and just – I'll tell you what, Johnny got him pretty good, and that's a freshman running around back there. Johnny, great play.
Gagne to keep over the right side as Colin White buries him, but I think he's going to get –
loose.
Ball's loose. There was no whistle, and we'll see what the call is. As Adirondack bench, Adirondack has it. Fumble Dolgeville, so first down Adirondack. As Mick, that was going to be close to like the pile was stopped. I'm surprised the whistle didn't blow, but the Cats take advantage. And first down Cats on the second turnover of the day for Dolgeville.
Yeah, I actually thought they were going to blow it dead, and then the Adirondack sideline went kind of nuts, and then you can't walk it back from there, so it was a fumble. So second one of the day for Dolgeville.
Time for the Cats offense to get moving as Colin White puts his head down, and he is going to gain 4 or 5 on the play. And they are letting the kids, they're not blowing the whistle quick, Mick. They're trying to let you get a second and third efforts. And that's where you got to be careful and make sure you have ball security, but good first down run for the Cats.
Right now I see something. They can run a little counter and slow that Dolgeville front 4 down, the front 7. I think they can get something in a little counter, and I think they can come back to the screen game that they showed at the end of the half. I want to get Tavner involved here right now.
He's one-on-one to the right by himself as Sanford keeps it, and he is going to spin around, and he is going to gain 2 or 3 on the play. And Mick, the difference I see now than the rest of the year, a play like that, Brett was going to get 10, 15 yards, and Dolgeville is physical and capable enough to limit that to a 4-yard run.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, those are pickups that the Cats were getting first downs on all year long, getting 7, 8. Today they're getting 3. You know, and they've been caught in these 3rd and 3 situations, which they've had all day long.
3rd and 3, just near midfield. 14-0 the score. Beginning of the third quarter, Sanford back to pass, slings it to Tavner as Tavner catches it inside Dolgeville territory. First down for the Cats. Again, Mick, he was stopped and he didn't blow the whistle, and they're inviting people to come in with late hits. And you know, sooner or later, someone's going to get flagged for that. They got to blow the whistle a little bit quicker there as Tavner was stopped.
Yeah, they're letting this go too far as he took a shot in the back right there that, you know, they got to blow the whistle and stop his forward progress. But Cats in Dolgeville territory got a little bit going on right now.
So 1st and 10 Cats in Dolgeville territory as 3 receivers to Sanford's left, Tavner one-on-one to the right. As Sanford looking left and has Hennessy, and I think the ball hit the ground incomplete. But Mick, they're leaving Tavner alone one-on-one, and sooner or later I think you've got to go a shot down the field and see if he can get one in the corner.
Yeah, they ran that the play before in which Tavner got 7. He ran that little stop, get him on a stop and go and see if you can't get him. He's one-on-one on the outside. Those corners are coming up and playing them man-to-man out there. So if you give Brett a little bit of time to go a little stop and go, they might have something going on. And it could be Gleesman too. They got Bailey on the other side.
But everybody's up within 5 yards in line of scrimmage on this second down play. Sanford rolling to his left, getting pressured, and is going to get smothered in the backfield. That's going to be a huge loss for Adirondack, as they've had a lot of trouble trying to roll to Brett's left, as he's been sacked a couple times. And now you're stuck in a 3rd and forever on this play.
Yeah, he lost 20. He wanted to get the ball out. That's the problem is they're putting 9 guys at that line of scrimmage, and the problem is you got to get rid of it quick, and if you don't, that's what's going to happen. Brett's got to get rid of that. He's got to recognize it and just get rid of it. So long, 3rd and 26.
3rd and 26 to go. 6:30 left here in the third quarter as Sanford shotgun Looking to his right. He's got Tavener down the field.
That's the one we talked about right there.
He was overthrown well. But right down there, he had Hennessy down the seam too a little bit. And unfortunately, they're going to have to punt this one away, Mick. That sack just really stalled the drive that had the beginnings of, a little momentum swing for the Cats. And that second down play just stalled everything.
And he had Ray Hennessy in the seam, and the problem is he's getting such a pass rush that everything's sped up now, and he's, right now you can't, he's thinking he doesn't have time to look around back there, so he sees Tavener first. He didn't see Ray down that seam as the Cats get ready to punt this away. It's been a quick third quarter too, Nick.
As Rogers picks up the ball again and booms it.
Good
and Gagne backpedaling, and it's going to get a good bounce. And it's going to be inside the 15-yard line where Dolgeville will start 1st and 10. So we'll take a break with 6:18 left in the third quarter. Cats down 14-0. We'll be right back for more Adirondack football here on the Moose. Second down and 10 as that clock continues to run. And like I said, Mick, a sustained drive by Dolgeville, and Adirondack needs two scores, and no one's scoring too quickly here. And you're going to need some time, so you got to get this team off the field.
Yeah. So much for the over total on 50.
Yeah. We were talking all week how it's going to be a shootout. So
no shootout.
Sorry, Coach Roberts out in Rochester. Sorry about that one. As it's Gagne and the keeper on the outside, and he gets tripped up at the 35-yard line.
Flag.
Another flag on the play, and I bet that's a hold there on the edge, Mick.
Might have been Belinsky.
As it's going to be
it was in the area
Johnny
where
Hennessy.
Belinsky was setting in. Belinsky was getting a block out there, so he was leading Gagne up the field.
We're waiting for the call here as the I don't know what the call is. No one's made a
No
call
flag.
yet.
They must have picked it up.
It must have picked it up, so it's going to be a third
Everybody's
down
standing
and
around,
about. The flag is still on the field. So, or unless that's not a flag and I can't see that.
No, it looks like a flag to me.
Looks
but
like a flag right in front of the referee. So it's third and 5. Maybe it just fell out of his pocket. 3rd and 5 for Dolgeville. As to give his blitz, give it the right side, and he is going to pound forward. He's short by 2. And it's going to be 4th and 4. Now, 4th and 3 mix. So call here for Coach Silkowski.
Yeah, here we go. This is decision time right now.
Yeah, what do you do here? As it's going to be, I know what I'm doing.
Oh, I know what I'm doing too. We said that earlier when it was 4th and 5 from the 50. But this is at, this is at the 40. They do have punt team out.
So Johnny Hennessy and Ray Hennessy back deep as Dolgeville into punt. First punt of the game for Dolgeville.
Ooh, high snap
and a good punt as the punt will go over Hennessy's head and stop at the 20-yard line where the Cats will have a 1st and 10. So we'll take a break with 2:31 left in the third quarter. We'll be back for more Wildcat football here on the Moose. There is Sanford almost lost it.
Yeah,
He's second down and long for
There wasn't
the
any
Cats.
continuity on that hand. It looked like I thought maybe they get a false start, but yeah, 2nd and 13 right now.
And now I think Dolgeville's going to call a timeout.
Yeah.
So a little bit of confusion on the field here. With 1:57 to go in the quarter, we'll take another break and come back. Adirondack down 14-0. You're listening to Wildcat Football on the Moose. Just 30 seconds is fine, please. Back to action here as Sanford has that ball incomplete. And it's going to be a 4th down for the Cats. And Mick, that's 3 and out quick by Adirondack, and offense is just in. Can't get anything going right now.
No, too much pressure in his face. It's been the story all day long. They're rushing 7, 8 guys. They're daring you to beat them on the outside, and Brett just doesn't have enough time to throw as the Cats get ready to kick this away. Gagne staying at his 40. Danger time right now, especially Gagne back there.
As Rogers punts a low one, gets an Adirondack bounce, and is going to roll down to inside Dolgeville territory where Dolgeville's going to get the ball first and 10. Minute to go here in the third quarter. Dolgeville up 14-0 as right now the Adirondack offense really can't find any rhythm. Just the first down play looked like it's a miscommunication, and right now just Adirondack struggling to move the ball against the Dolgeville. And Mick, I got to be honest, I'm shocked. If you told me scenarios about how this game would go, I wasn't going to pick a slugfest 14-0 score.
Yeah, I thought Cats would be able to make some plays in the passing game, but it's been just simple formula, a lot of pressure from Dolgeville and no time to throw.
As straight ahead goes Belinsky as he spins through 2 tackles. And then finally Johnny Hennessy comes up as Ray Hennessy comes up limping again. And Ray, Mick has been struggling for a month on that knee, and it looks like he's hobbled off the field, and Ray's got to be on the field for the Adirondack defense, and hopefully Ray can come back.
Yeah, and right now, that Adirondack defense, they've played a lot of snaps, 50-plus on the defensive side of the ball, so Dolgeville just keeps pounding away at him.
To Morris, as Morris gets pushed out of bounds by Gleesman, as it's going to be a gain of maybe one on the play. Yep, so it's going to be 3rd and short as Gleesman pushes him out of bounds. So 3rd and short, you're going to be right at the 42-yard line of Adirondack.
Cats have done a good job with Morse today. Morse is over 800 yards, and he's had a quiet game. You know, Belinsky pounding them between the tackles, Gagne in the option on keepers, but they've done a good job on Morse.
3rd down for Dolgeville as Belinsky sheds a tackle and gets to the 25, cuts back 15, 10, 5, touchdown Dolgeville. Number 36 is Jared Belinsky, as Belinsky made a couple guys miss in the backfield, Mick. Made a nice play and avoided safety and touchdown Dolgeville.
Yeah, and an Adirondack defender had him behind the line of scrimmage and couldn't wrap him up. So that might be a sign of fatigue, but they had him behind. He was two yards behind the line of scrimmage. They had him. All they had to do is wrap up. They let him get away. He got in the secondary, and he was gone. So another big run for Belinsky.
This Adirondack defense has been on the field just so long as Dolgeville's starting to wear them away. Dolgeville going to go for 2 here as it's trying to make it 22, and they're going to get stopped. So with 10 seconds to go in the quarter, Cats down 20-0, so we'll keep it here for the remainder of the quarter. And right now, the Adirondack offense has just been stalled. And right now, not sure, Mick, what the recipe is maybe some screens, maybe try to a little hurry-up offense just to get the ball moving a little bit, but they really haven't had success many places today.
No, that could be a combination of Ray Hennessy being hobbled in their offense. They just haven't been able to get him on track, but moving forward, this possession, like to see a little bit of, maybe the screen game a little bit, maybe some misdirection to try to slow down that Dolgeville pass rush, but got to give it to the Dolgeville coaching staff. Their game plan was, a pretty solid game plan. They've been in Sanford's face all day long. If you watched the game last night, Miami-Baltimore game, it's kind of like same recipe. Miami sent 6-7 guys, played man-to-man on the corners, and that's kind of what Dolgeville is doing. It's kind of a blueprint what I saw on TV last night.
And then at the end of the game, stay tuned. We'll announce our Subway player of the game. So thanks you to Subway of Blauville and Boonville for sponsoring our player of the game. So at the end, we'll select our Subway player of the game as Dolgeville kicks off, and it's going to be picked up by Colin White at the 30, and Colin gets spun out of bounds at the 37-yard line. The Cats will go 1st and 10. And Mick, the concern I have now is there even enough possessions left in this game for Adirondack to come back, because the way Dolgeville moves the ball, they can grind it out. You're going to have to get Dolgeville 3 and out a couple times to try to make this comeback.
Yeah, and this is all 4-down territory now. This is whatever you have in the playbook, you got to empty it out right now, because you got to make some things happen. And I see that Corey comes out into the backfield, so Ray not in the game right now.
Yeah, so right now it's just Colin White in a bunch formation to the right. Sanford to Rogers, gain of maybe 2 on the play. Still 2 seconds, so Adirondack get an extra play out of this. And right now, without Ray and Corey in the game, it's basically going to be probably just throw it a bunch. Now you're probably going to throw it down the field. And I know Coach Balla has his passing program set up, and I think it's time to start dipping deeper into that playbook.
Yeah, just some short stuff. You're going to get a huge pass rush, so just try to stay as short as possible, see if you can get some yardage after the catch.
Sanford back to pass, and the ball is knocked down as number 72, Patrick Murphy, with the knockdown. And that's going to do it for quarter number 3. So we're going to take a break and come back for fourth quarter action. The score is Dolgeville 20, Adirondack 0. We'll be back for fourth quarter action. This is Adirondack football on the Moose. Score, 12 minutes left in your season, and like you said, time to empty the tank, empty the playbook, and see what you can do here. You probably are going to need a turnover or maybe an onside kick, because again, Dolgeville can grind the clock out so well. I'm just concerned about the number of possessions we're going to have left.
Yeah, you got to score. Try to score quick, and yeah, whatever you got going on in your playbook, open it up, because you got to score on 3 straight possessions.
Second down and long. Sanford back to pass. Has Gleason over the middle. Strips it. Here's Gleason to the 40. Oh, he had one guy to beat Mick, and Gagne saved the touchdown. But Gleason on a slant. And Cats got it rolling. 1st and 10 inside the 40-yard line. I thought they might go hurry up there, Mick, but they're going to huddle it up. But nice job by Gleason, and he almost broke that one.
Yeah, one step. Gagne's such an athlete back there. He ran him down. But nice play by Bailey's. And biggest pass play of the day for the Cats.
2 receivers each side for Sanford, as he's got Colin White to his right. He's going to swing pass to Colin, as Colin's going to drop an incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10 for the Cats. Again, no Ray Hennessy and no Corey in the game right now, so really you've got to throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, I like this, though, going 2 receivers to the right and left. I like that because it spread the Dolgeville defense out a little bit more. I like this look. So they might actually create a little bit more space, getting Colin out of the backfield as well. So they haven't really shown this a lot, but I like it. I like where they're going with this.
Sanford back to pass, screen set up, and the ball is tipped as he had a screen set up for Colin White there. I think that was number 30, Cameron Dager, who got that one. That's a nice play by him, Mick, because I think that screen was set up pretty good.
Yeah, he came through untouched, and Cats were showing screen. Found something before the half on that, so Coach Bell was looking to come back with that, and Dolgeville did a pretty good job, recognize it. Cats are actually fortunate, almost got a tip ball that would have been an interception return.
This is 4-down territory, no doubt, for the Cats, as it's 3rd and 10, ball on the 38-yard line. 11:29 left in the game. Sanford sends Hennessy in motion. And Brett's going to go back to pass, and he's got Hennessy over the middle, and the ball is intercepted. And it looked like a little miscommunication there as Hennessy was going down the field. I think he expected Johnny to go and slant in, and the ball was picked off. First down for Dolgeville on the turnover by the Cats.
Yeah, and Johnny, he ran right by the corner, and I think if Brett would have waited, like you said, there had to be miscommunication on it because Johnny ran right by the corner. So if Brett would have saw him get up the sideline, he might have been able to find him down the sidelines for the touchdown, but
it looked like
Brett threw it. Brett threw it where he thought Johnny was going to be, and the corner was actually sitting on that outside, and that's where the interception came.
So 1st and 10 Dolgeville, as I believe Dolgeville is going to call a timeout. So we'll take one with them with 11:26 to go. Dolgeville with the lead, 20-0. We'll come back for fourth quarter action here on the Moose. By Gleesman there on the help. 2nd down and long for Dolgeville. But like I said, Mick, here's what bothers me. Another 30 seconds going to go off the clock. Dolgeville's going to be in no rush to run it. They get a couple first downs. There's 4 minutes, and you need 3 scores right now.
Yeah. No, they're definitely get 3 or 4 yards, run the play clock down to 10.
This is the advantage of being a ground and
This
pound
is, yeah,
team
exactly.
Like
This
now.
is right in their wheelhouse.
This is where you want to be. As second man through is Belinsky, and Colin White hits it. The ball is loose again, and there was no whistles.
Yeah, we got it.
And it's going to be Adirondack ball again, as I'm not sure who came up to make the hit. I think it was Brandon Moore, who's down on the turf right now. But Johnny Hennessy on the fumble recovery. But a big hit and the ball pops loose. And the Cats have the ball in Dolgeville territory on the 36-yard line. But there's an injured Cat on the field. So we're going to take a break as they tend to him. And we'll be back for more Adirondack football here on the Moose. To 0, injured player on the field for Adirondack is Brandon Moore. And so the Cats got the fumble, Mick, and They're going to have 1st and 10 on their own 36-yard line, but it's been a costly couple quarters as Ray Hennessy's been out. You lost Strain in the first half, and if you lose Brandon Moore, your depth is just being tested to a point where you're not ready for that kind of depth at this level.
Yeah, and he's along the defensive line for them. So, yeah, in the injury department, they've been on the short end of that. But so Brandon gets up, walks off a little bit, so it may have been an ankle issue, but Cats are going to get the ball back right now, so they're on offense. So got to try to, we're talking about scoring quickly. Got to just score. I mean, right now it's just a struggle to score.
So 1st and 10 on the 36, and as this game winds down, we're going to say thanks to all our local sponsors. Without these sponsors, we wouldn't be able to broadcast, so Agency Specialist Insurance and Gentry Realty, thank you for all you've done this season here on the Moose. As 1st and 10 for the Cats after the turnover. Sanford in a shotgun. He's just going to go straight ahead. And Brett's going to dance his way, spin. Sanford drags the pile. Sanford for 11, Mick, and that's the kind of carries that Brett has had this season.
Yeah, that was good job keeping his feet moving and get a first down. I'd like to see more of that during the course of the game. So Sanford for 11. Cats have been, like I just went through and I looked at my notes. They got 70 yards of total offense. Their losses, like when they've been sacked, they've lost 15, 20 yards. The drives that they've had, they've gained some yardage, but they'll lose 15 or 20 in a sack, and that's really been shooting themselves in the foot all day long.
1st and 10 on the 25. The give is to Hennessy as Hennessy spins his way forward. So good to see Raymond back in the game as he's really toughed it out this season, Mick, as Raymond's been hobbling for weeks, and he's really been a trooper. He's a tough-nosed kid, real physical kid, and it's going to take a lot to keep him off the field.
Yep, so decent pickup.
As there's a Dolgeville player on the field as he looks to walk off the field. But it gives us a time to say thank you to Lee Buick GMC, WB Payne Insurance, Lowville Producers Dairy Co-op, Fox Den Monuments, Luigi's Pizzeria, Wilbert Wenner Insurance, and Fox Brothers Auto and Collision. Subway Subs of Boonville and Lowville will have the player of the game here at the end of the game. Lake Effect Tech down there on Main Street, Sledworks, Sattler's Barbershop, RCF Stoves and Fireplaces, and Capri Pizzeria and Pristine Car Wash. Thank you for all our local sponsors. Again, without all our local businesses, we would not be able to broadcast these games. We've been looking on YouTube. We've had close to 900 people watching and listening. So when you go to those local people, just say thanks for sponsoring Wildcat Sports here on the Moose as we're back to action. 2nd down and 8. Sanford back to pass. Has a slant pattern. Rogers at the 8-yard line. 1st down, Cats inside the 10, deepest territory of the night for the Cats.
And that's actually the passing game that we thought we'd see all day long today. So Dolgeville not bringing as much pressure. We'll see if they dial it up a little bit now.
Yeah, 1st and goal from the 8 as the give is to White, and White goes ahead for 4 or 5. And Mick, I'm sure there's a lot of people going to say, hey, why hasn't Adirondack done that all game long? Dolgeville's getting back a little bit. Dolgeville's a little bit, they're not as tight right now, so that's going to be there. So that
coverage.
wasn't there a quarter ago.
Yeah, they're back playing coverage now, dropping more guys back. So we'll see if they bring some pressure now, though.
So for 2nd down and goal from the 5. Cats looking to put one on the board. Sanford back to pass. Has Taverner just over his head. As just need a little bit more air under him. Mick had perfect play call. And had where you want him, just a little bit more air under that ball.
Yep, they had Taverner out there in the flat and just had to put it up in the air a little bit more. So 3rd and 5. Might be able to sneak. Might be Brett on a sneak right here.
Yeah, Brett has been great all year long, just going quarterback draw. So 3rd and 5, yes, 2-down territory for the Cats. 8:38 to go, still got time. Need to score here, get some stops. 3rd and 5 for the Cats. Sanford gives it to White. White pushes the pile forward down to the 3. And 4th and 3, and Mick, this is as must-have as you're going to have on a 4th and 3.
Yeah, and I think Dolgeville wants to shut us out, so we're going no huddle here. Oh.
And somebody jumps. They were going to go no huddle, and Sanford was going to go ahead. And we'll see who jumped first. Was Dolgeville across the line, or did Adirondack move first? As it's going to be, we'll see. It's going to be a false start on the Cats. So Cats tried to go hurry up and have Sanford go straight ahead, and they went too fast. And now you're going to be 4th and goal from the 8. Not a bad idea to try, just unfortunately you jumped on that one.
Yeah.
So 4th down and 8. 8:12 to go in the game as Coach Bell is going to call a timeout here. So we'll stick here, Mick, so we don't miss this 4th down play. So, all right, so you got to predict what you're going to play here. What's going to be the call on 4th down?
Yeah, I think it might come back to that throw to Taverner. They had him open. The problem with that is is Dolgeville are they gonna walk up 7 guys to the line of scrimmage? Because then you're gonna take that away. So I'd look to come back to Taverner.
Maybe
That's where I would go.
Rogers,
that's where I would go.
Slant to Gleesman as
you might run that. Yeah, you could come back slant to Rogers or Gleesman.
And the recipe is make Cats, if they score, you go for 2, and then you got an onside, or you kick it away and onside it the next time.
Onside.
You're going to have to onside it and try to get a quick one, as it's going to be a 4th down and goal from the 8.
I think with Taverner, too, you can go a little jump ball, too. He's a physical receiver, so, you could roll Brett out, go a little jump ball to Taverner.
4th down and 8 as the dome gets loud, as Sanford fakes to White, and the ball is incomplete, and there's a flag. I believe somebody moved for Adirondack before the play started, but I don't know if that's a dead ball foul or not, but someone moved early for the Cats, I believe, and we'll see what the call is.
They got pressure up in Brett's face, too, so he wanted to go to Taverner down on the goal line.
It's going to be a false start on the Cats. So they decline it, so it's going to be a turnover on downs, and Dolgeville will get the ball. So with 8 minutes left in the game, Mick, it's kind of miracle time for the Cats as you're down 3 scores, 8 minutes. You need a turnover. You need something a little bit crazy to happen here right now to get this momentum your way.
Yeah, Dolgeville they have certainly won 3rd and 4th down today. So they've bended on defense a little bit, but they've made plays on the big downs, and that's really going to be the story of the whole day.
Today a little bit, so it's not like they fumbled the ball a bunch today as Belinsky dives ahead for 3, as they fumbled 3 times today. So still defense got to get up and defense got to get after a little bit. But this defense has been on the field a really long time. They've done a good job. Because from the second quarter to the middle of the third, Mick, they were on the field a long, long time.
Yeah, probably upwards 55, 60 plays right now. That's what I guess they would be.
Second down for Morris as Morris goes straight ahead, gets to the 16-yard line where Dolgeville will have 3rd and 3. As Kratzenberg on the tackle, as 3rd and 3 for the Devils, and a must stop. But like you said, Mick, that's a good point. Is 3rd down has Dolgeville's own 3rd down today. They've gotten all these that they've needed, and Adirondack has had a couple sacks and has just been unable to convert on 3rd down.
And it's been Gagne when they get in these situations. This time, Belinsky.
As
face mask on the way through.
Gets past the 20, gets down to the 26-yard line. 1st down for Dolgeville as the clock continues to run, under 7 minutes to go. As the Dolgeville recipes work today, Mick. They've wanted to control the line of scrimmage. They've wanted to get up and press the Adirondack receivers. And, what they designed for this game has worked. You can tell what their game plan was, and they've executed it to a T.
Yeah, they, that running game, getting 3, 4, 5 yards of crack, and then whenever they need big yardage, Gagne would get the big yardage, and he gets 3, 4 right there.
Now, as Gagne spins around and gets 4 on the play, it'll be a 2nd down and 6 for the Cats, for Dolgeville. 6 minutes left in possibly the season for the Cats. Make a season where if you told me August 14th we'd be here, I would say no. It was a season that came by a surprise, and by the end you knew this team was pretty darn good.
Yeah, and gave yourself the chance as Belinsky goes over the right side, down to the 40, takes a couple guys with him down to the 45. Big gain right there.
Yeah, it's first down for Belinsky as Dolgeville in full control and able to move this ball as Tavner saved the touchdown. So first down, Dolgeville at the 46-yard line. The Cats defense trying to hold strong, and with Strain getting hurt, Hennessy not 100%, as just Dolgeville physical play has been a little bit too much for the Cats today. As I formation, second man through is Morris, and Morris gains 2 or 3, tackled by Weaver, the sophomore. And Mick, whatever happens in this game, Cats are young, 4 seniors on this team. So this team's coming back with a load of talent next year.
Yeah, and, with the experience of coming out here, it's not going to hurt. So, yeah, with that good experience, going to move up in class next year, but, you're looking at being really competitive. And at the end of the year, they, got nicked up a little bit as Gagne goes over the right side.
Gagne goes and gets tackled by White. And there's a flag on the play, as there's going to be a hold on Dolgeville as Gagne comes up a little bit slowly. And if you're the Dolgeville coach, that's your worst nightmare right there, is to see him come up slowly.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be sending him out running any. Think I'd be done with him running the ball.
Yeah, as it's a hold on Dolgeville, so that brings it back to the 36-yard line, where it's going to be 2nd down and over 20, 4:15 and counting. Not sure why the clock's going. Shouldn't it stop on a penalty? The clock's running right now, and it should. On a penalty, the clock stops. The clock continues to run. We're at the 4-minute mark here, as 2nd down and 20 to go, as Morris straight ahead, gain of 2 on the play near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and this has been the recipe all year long. They're so good fundamentally, blocking up front. Those kids up front, they know who they need to get to. They know angles. And I was just looking at it. Belinsky, he's put it on the ground 3 times, but he has, I got him unofficially, at 235 today. And that's really, what they've been doing all year long. They do that. They get the long runs from Belinsky, and, they're not playing any different. They gave the Cats a look on defense today that the Cats had not seen all year long. And that's really, at the end of the day, that's going to be the telltale. But Cats have been really physical with them.
Yeah,
I don't think
Dolgeville has the physical presence that no one else in Class D has. These are by far the best 2 teams in Class D. I don't think it was the press defense of Dolgeville that really just put a kink in the Adirondack passing game. And Dolgeville's going to punt this one away with 2:50 to go left in the game. Again, it's going to be a miracle for the Cats here, as they're down 20-0. As back deep are Raymond and Johnny Hennessy. As high snap. And the punt
how'd that not get blocked?
I don't know how he missed the block. As Colin White was right there, he just went too far. And the ball stops at the 30-yard line. So we're going to take a break with 2:25 left in the game. We'll be back for more Wildcat football here on the Moose. got knocked down. 2nd down and 10 for the Cats as Sanford has 3 receivers to his right. Sanford looking right, getting pressured again, steps up in the pocket, and the ball is incomplete. I think that's an incomplete pass, but Mick, that's been it right there. Brett really hasn't had time to look downfield.
No. The impressive thing that Dolgeville has been able to do, too, is they've been able to just shut down the Adirondack running game as well. So it's not only been the passing game, but it's the running game. There's just no room to make any plays in the middle of the field. And their front 7 have just, their front 7, front 8, I mean, they've just dominated. And then they get good play on the corners and just shutting them down offensively. Cats still under 100 yards. They're at 99 total yards.
3rd and 10 for the Cats. Sanford gonna look to his right. Has over the middle, it looks like that's, I think, Johnny Hennessy. Yep, so Johnny Hennessy gets the 1st down, and they've had a couple slants that they've been able to get today, but it's just been not enough. And they've had, you said it before, and I will say it again, 3rd downs killed them today.
Yeah, and any completions the Cats have had, Dolgeville's walked out, they're playing coverage, so they're not putting a lot of, not getting pressure on the line of scrimmage. They're back out of it right now. Now they're walking somebody up.
1st and 10, Sanford looks for Tavener. Tavener breaks the tackle down the sideline. Tavener to the 45, 40 to the 30, and gets out of bounds at the 27-yard line. And I believe that's his 1st catch of the day for Tavener, second catch of the day for Tavener, as he's been kind of held in check. But big play for the Cats. 1st down, and Mick, be nice to see him put some points on the board.
Yeah, it would be. Tavener for 33 right now. So, I mean, no question when Brett's had time, he's been able to find receivers. It's just a matter of, I think Dolgeville, they feel like they can get to him anytime they want. And, like right now, like I said, they're dropping out of it.
1st and 10 for the Cats. Sanford back to pass, looking for Rogers in the end zone. Touchdown, number 10, Creedon Rogers on a 27-yard perfect strike from Sanford to Rogers for 6. Mick, that was a perfectly thrown ball. Cats on the board, 20-6.
Yep. Good to get on the board. Great throw by Brett, and can't. All day long, we've said the same thing when he's had time, and great throw right there. Creedon does a great job, and what a throw for Creedon, Nick. He's been out for 5 weeks. Didn't know if he's going to be able to play until early in the week. So really good to see Creedon get an opportunity and actually score. That's awesome.
As Hennessy straight ahead, and Raven gets dragged down. But like Mick said, it's Creedon got hurt earlier in the season. You thought he lost this season. He's the nicest kid in the world, Mick. One of those seniors on his last game, and to score a touchdown, see yourself on the big board in the dome. It's just awesome for Creedon. He's such a great kid, so good to see him put a touchdown in the end zone right there.
Yep, couldn't happen to a better kid, nicest kid. And see him score. That's awesome for him, and nice throw by Brett.
So we're going to take a quick break, Mick, and come back for the end of the game. So 20-6 the score. We'll be back for the finale of Adirondack football on the Moose. One of his line drivers. as he tried to get it to go, and it's going to go 10 yards, and it'll be down as Adirondack players got a cramp down on the field there. So with 1:26 left in the game, Dolgeville can just get one first down, and they can finish this game as
take a knee.
Yeah, take a knee. As that was Foster down there. You saw he just pointing at his calf. He had a cramp. As kind of hot in here today. The Carrier Dome is supposed to be updated with air conditioning, but we walked in here. It was pretty warm. It actually feels better now.
Tight budget.
Oh, yeah.
Tight budget. Can't turn the air on.
But if you haven't been to the Dome since they redid it, it's gorgeous.
Very cool in here now. It's very cool.
The scoreboard's awesome. As Dolgeville's going to have it 1st and 10 right at midfield here at Ernie Davis Legends Field at the Carrier Dome here, as the season is going to wind down here for the Cats, as Dolgeville in victory formation just going to give it straight ahead to Belinsky, as Belinsky's going to go ahead for 5, as Coach Hennessy's going to use all his timeouts, making why not. It's finish the game outright, extend this season as long as you can, as the Cats will fall short here, Mick, in the sectional finals.
Yeah, and most of the damage was done in that. We'll go over it in a recap, but most of the damage was done like the first 13 minutes of the game. It's Belinsky scored on that first possession. Just looking at my notes, 84 yards on that first possession, and Dolgeville got comfortable. Cats kind of got their footing underneath them, but just really couldn't sustain enough on offense to stay in the game, and not really. Once they got down 2 scores, it was an uphill battle with the offense not getting able to get anything going. Yeah, 14-0 to the half.
It was just the offense couldn't get it going when they needed to, as back from the timeout. 1:20 left in the game. Be 2nd down and 5 for Dolgeville, as Cats can burn one more timeout here, as it's going to be Belinsky, as up the middle, big hit. I think that's Raymond Hennessy, as Coach Hennessy will take one more timeout and give us a chance just to recognize the Adirondack coaching staff, Rob Hennessy, Steve Balla, Coach Gray, and then Coach Santa Maria and Coach Kosser up from the Modified, who hung out and helped all season long. And also recognize our new athletic director, Pat Fiorenza, who did a great job this fall getting everything going. And the fall ran really smoothly, so got to give big props to our football staff and Coach Fiorenza for the job he did this fall.
Yeah, it takes a lot of people to get this organized and get these kids out here. So there's a lot of people involved. So yeah, giving a shout out to those people. A lot of behind the scenes making these things happen. And it's a great way to cap off a season, especially after a year of pandemic. It was a great day today, regardless of what the score is going to end up.
As Belinsky goes over the right side, and he is going to get a 1st down for Dolgeville, as we're going to hit the minute mark here, and the Cats can't stop the clock anymore. So Dolgeville can just take a knee once, and they could put the game away here, as Dolgeville, I think, would be their 18th sectional
18.
title.
This is going to be 18. So,
like you said, they're the Yankees of Class D.
They are the
in
Yankees.
Section 3. As
I was looking when I was looking at through the notes as they're going to take a knee. I was looking through during the course of the week. I was looking at Dolgeville history a little bit. It's actually really intriguing. They went for a time period from like 95, from 95 to 2004. They went like 95-6, Nick. They went 95-6 like in a 10-year period in Section 3.
So the clock is going to wind down here with time about to expire. And what we'll do is we'll take a break and come back, because they do give out some awards we'd like to announce, and we'll give you a little wrap up, and we'll also name our Subway Player of the Game. But the final score, Adirondack falls just a bit short. Dolgeville 20, Adirondack 6. We'll come back for a post-game wrap-up. You're listening to Wildcat Football on the Moose. How many minutes you got left? All right, so give us a minute, and then we'll do a wrap-up. Then you can burn them all when we're done. Who do you want for player of the game?
Creedon.
All right.
From Adirondack High School, number 36, Colin White.
I think that's for the whole tournament. As Section 3 honors an MVP from each team, and these are MVPs of the tournament. So Mick's going to call out our MVPs of the Class D tournament.
Yeah, and Colin White was just named to as the MVP for the team in the Class D tournament. So we're assuming that's quarterfinals, semifinals, and the game today. And then Jared Belinsky is the MVP for Dolgeville today.
So it's Colin White and Belinsky, both number 36. And then for us in the broadcast booth, we got to give our Subway player of the game. And today the Subway player of the game goes to Creedon Rogers, the senior who got the lone score of the day for the Cats. And just good to see Creedon back on the field. So congratulations to Creedon as our Subway player of the game. As Dolgeville heads to the regionals next week. And next Friday night, Dolgeville will play in Section 4. As that game will be next Friday night. And for Adirondack, Mick, that concludes the season. As do you got any final stats for our Cats for the game today?
Yeah, I think, just looking at it without going into game stats, finished the season 9-1, Nick, and Cats reached their first sectional final in 30 years. So you're going to feel bad, obviously today, but as time wears on, you'll figure out they'll figure out that they accomplished a lot and, feel that fire for next year. But highly successful season. Can't hang your hats after one game today. So a 9-1 season, probably wins and loss wise, one of the most successful seasons in Adirondack football history. So no shame today. They played hard until the final, until the clock ran out. That's all you can ask of the kids. So valiant effort today by the Cats here in the Carrier Dome.
And as a coach, those are the last words you want to hear on a day like today about, effort and, heart. But you got to give it to the Cats for not just this season, but the way they played today. They played hard. They played super physical. They matched the physical play at Dolgeville, just not enough on offense. As the Cats are strolling back into the locker room, a pretty battered and battered group. As Coach Hennessy's down there talking to his kids one more time. As it's a bittersweet day. Your seniors, your last day for your seniors, and hopefully you come back next year. There'll be Class C, so the Class C is a loaded division, Mick, and things will be tougher next year. But they have a lot of talent coming back, and I just want to congratulate the coaching staff on this season for the things they did. Mick, just think 3 years ago, pre-pandemic, where this program was, where the program is today. That is a huge, huge jump. So congratulations to the coaching staff and for where they brought this program. I think bright things are ahead for Adirondack football.
Yeah, they got a good foundation, good Pop Warner program, so you should be able to build on that, and should be many, talking about in contention for the playoffs on a year-in, year-out basis in the next few years.
So that's going to wrap it up for our season, Mick. I had a lot of fun. We were able to do these games on the radio. I think over the wintertime we'll be doing some basketball, so stay tuned on the Moose. Crazy enough, Mick, winter sports starts Monday. So these poor kids got to start basketball, wrestling practice Monday, but it's been a super season. Thank you for all our sponsors and listeners out there who've been super kind to us and doing these broadcasts, Mick. So that's going to do it for our season. Any final words on this 21 football season here?
No, hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks when winter sports get on the radio.
So happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and have a great holiday, and hopefully we'll see you over winter. So the final score was Dolgeville 20, Adirondack 6. Thank you for everybody for listening to Wildcat football here on the Moose.